Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what is the worst thing you've seen at a strip club? A guy got called into the bathrooms for a line with a couple of gang members he considered good friends. They broke the hand basin with his head and put him in an induced coma for 1 month. Did he ever figure out why they weren't actually good friends? Oh, everyone knew he was dealing on the side despite their orders not to. He's now a born-again Christian. I put that in air quotes because he was fucking plenty of other girls up to 2 months before he got engaged, and is part of a Christian MC. A stripper that let the guys suck her titties. My buddy went for his turn, but there was dried chewing tobacco stuck around her nipples from the last guy. Why am I still reading this thread? Continues to scroll. In 9th grade AP English, my teacher taught us what the word visceral means. He said, imagine you're sliding down a stairway banister, and the smooth polished wood abruptly turned into a razor blade. Your comment made me wince the same way that explanation made me wince. When I was 19 I was at a club for my friend's 18th. Another girl our age just came and sat with us who really didn't seem to want to be there or around the other guys who actually had money. So I asked why she didn't just quit, and she said something akin to, my boyfriend is a bouncer here and is forcing me to work here, otherwise he's going to kick me out of our apartment and I'll be homeless. I asked why she didn't get a different job, and she said something like, because he knows there's nowhere else I can work and make as much money. Boyfriend sounded like he was just using her. It was super sad. The dude was also late 30s. She was 19, just out of high school. The older I get, the more fucked up it is to me. This is fucked up on so many levels. Poor girl. I hope she got out of this shit. As a stripper, this is called boyfriend pimping, and it is the most common form of sex trafficking. I see it so often at the club. These girls are so trauma bonded that they don't see the wrong. Sounds like trafficking. This is literally what most trafficking is in the US, not organized gangs but fucked up individuals exploiting their partners / family members. One armed pregnant stripper in a dirty, just past the counter line, Biob, double-wide trailer strip club in central Ohio. There is a lot to unpack in that statement. The in central Ohio tied it all together for me. Are you talking about the Palace on 422 near Youngstown, Ohio? Because I know her and my ex used to work there. Mayo. I really hope he is, because if there are 2 strippers that meet this very specific description, then I'll be very sad. LMAO, I'm from a little over the border, and yes, everyone here has heard of the Palace. Expand on this immediately. This is from a stripper's perspective. Another stripper getting beat by her boyfriend or pimp. A stripper bringing her toddler with her. We all took turns babysitting her backstage. A girl falling from the pole and breaking her arm. Like bone out and everything. Coke. And a lot of it. A girl going home with a guy and disappearing. I worked at a club in Ontario when I was 19, and we had a girl lose her grip on the pole during a show, and she flew off the stage because some of the dancers kept disregarding the rule to not wear body oil. She went right into the tables and chairs right off the stage. It was awful, broken humerus, exposed fracture, blood everywhere. Club had to close for the night. I'm almost twice that age now and I still get puke when I remember the scene. Oh yeah. We had to teach new girls about this. You actually want grip when pole dancing. If it's slippery you die. A girl going home with a guy and disappearing. There's a case in Houston. Girl went to audition at Obix, didn't make it, and Ubered home. Dude offered to take her home since the Uber was taking long. She was never seen again. But her phone was recovered with blood stains. I once saw a man with a large McDonald's fry sitting at the main stage. He then threw out ketchup packets and squirted the ketchup on the floor of the stage, dipped his fries in it, and ate them. What the MC fuck? My friend and I went to this fully nude strip club, and while sitting at a table, this girl, probably early 2020s, and older lady, at least 60, came up and sat with us. After talking to them for a while, the girl told us she actually worked at that strip club and the older lady with her was her mom. They later told us her mom comes and watches her and her friends work all the time. She said even her dad will sometimes come and watch. Fucking weird. I know. The mom was the weirdest part. The lady looked like she went door to door selling Bibles. Skid mark on my khakis from a lap dance. In the woman's defense, maybe it was fake Tanner. Us sweat with impurities. A stripper with IBS who had an accident at the bottom of the pole. They made her clean it up before she left the stage. I heard of a similar story. Woman was dancing on stage and let out a tiny turd when she bent down. Still kept dancing and danced off stage to the bathroom, still dancing, came back with toilet paper and picked it up. The music she was dancing to. Lied, scared that smell. No shit. No pun intended. Okay. I'm out. That's what she said afterwards. A stripper with IBS. That phrase has ignited my creativity. A book. A movie. Where do I go with all these ideas? A stripper with IBS. Sounds like a good Cards Against Humanity card. A stripper who didn't seem quite right in the head. Wearing Hans granny panties and clear heels that had been repaired with duct tape. She also had a limp. I bet there's a country song about her. She had ruby red lips, milky white skin. Name was Russell. That's actually really sad. I was supposed to be a cook at a strip club in Corpus Christi, Texas. We were famous for our barbecue, which was from a can. They never let me clean the container that the beef was kept in, just pour another can on top. I noped out after 3 days. Sounds like the health department needs a call. Thanks for the heads up. I'm in Corpus. I have been to a few clubs over the years, but have always found them to be very depressing and don't go to the next one for years, and never go back to the same one. Note to self, never eat at a strip club. Based on your comment and others in this posting. A free buffet. My BF got invited by his co-workers to a local strip club that serves lunch. His response was so hilariously British, that doesn't sound sanitary. Titties and tater tots don't mix. A club in Niagara Falls, Canada has the seamstress who fixes the G-strings and outfits set up in the ladies' bathroom. This poor old woman works all night in a stinky bathroom, so wrong. I would like to think she makes a decent amount of money to put up with it, but in reality, those clubs can be very shady. Group of us dad bros got dragged to a club by the one last guy getting married. We had some drinks and a buddy ripped the brand new button down off a friend. Before we can say anything, the strippers at the table were down collecting the buttons. All they said was, "We've got a girl." $40 and 20 minutes later his shirt came back good as new. I've been to a strip club once. This gorgeous stripper gave me and my GF a couple's lap dance. I noticed her accent and asked her where she was from. I forget where she said, drunk, but it was an Eastern European country. I asked her how she ended up in this little town and she said, "Oh, well, they move us around a lot." Her customer service smile ran away from her face for just a moment, but it was enough. I've never stepped foot in a strip club since. Yes. I was in a strip club in Atlantic City for my bachelor party and one of my guys paid for a private dance for me and I go in the back with this smoking hot blonde. Like titty bar 10. She starts talking and I can't understand her. I don't want to say yes to anything because 1. I don't want to fuck or get blown by a stripper. 2. I don't want to piss anyone off, especially the gigantic Igor-looking motherfucker that was watching over the VIP room, making me very uncomfortable. All I wanted to do was ask this girl, "Do you need help?" If she said yes, IDK what the fuck I would have done. I am not Liamese. But I'm 100% convinced she was some kind of trafficked. Ruined the whole strip club experience for life for me. Bouncer I knew, huge guy but the nicest dude. Went outside to stop an argument. Shot in the chest, died in the parking lot. RIP, many security people here are told not to intervene anything outside company building, to keep them safe and keep company name out of any possible bad news. Edit, *news, but knees is much better. I once seated next to a guy at the main stage watching a stripper perform. We were giving her the most tips so she came closer to us, give us a better view. This guy then proceeded to take a $1 bill, crumple it into a ball and flick it at her forehead. She was so upset that she tried to get the bouncer to throw him out. I immediately moved 2 seats away so it didn't look like I was with him. I don't understand that mentality. Like, what makes people think that's okay? It's a power trip. Fetish thing. From his point of view she's already demeaned herself by dancing, then he gets to take her down further with that shitty disrespecting act. I grew up in Alberta, and there the strippers would play games for prizes that involved throwing $1 coins at her. Like, she'd stick a coin on her, and if you knocked it off you'd win a lighter, or keychain or poster with her nudes on it. Or maybe there would be a pitcher to throw it into. In my experience that is 100% a oil field thing. As far as I know that is only an acceptable practice in Alberta and northeastern BC. Fuck, we're misogynistic assholes.